How's it going, guys? Jordan Meyer, Wholesome Family Farms. We have grass coming out of our ears. I repeat, we have grass coming out of our ears. Things have changed, plans have changed, always adapting. It's just wild. But right now I'm checking the water line. We might have a leak here somewheres. And sheep, the ewes are going to be going to graze solar panels. So now I'm going to have even more grass. Now we're thinking of getting stocker cattle to fill in that hole. More planning to adapt. What are we going to get for cattle? I don't know. What can we find for cattle? I don't know. Could we make hay on it? Probably not. That was one of our options. And because right now we're so busy at the dairy farm, trying to put up the rest of the first crop there, and then trying to, well, the new seeding is ready right now too. All the barley that we have out there is headed out. Trying to make heifer feed out of that. And I was thinking, you know, maybe just do a really long rest throughout the whole summer. What would that look like? And I'm like, well, I don't want to, what do we got here? That looks all right yet. I don't want to sacrifice too much production, because these first years starting out, you got to make enough dollars to pay for the loan, to pay for the sheep, and pay for the land and all the other expenses. You know, if I had land paid off and the sheep paid off and all that kind of stuff, it'd be a different story, but that's not my context. So trying to navigate and figure out what the best option is always fun when you're trying to do this stuff. And you never know what the right answer is until hindsight is 2020. So in December we'll know what the right answer was, but picking and choosing which one to do right now is definitely a different story. Just look at this grass. We've already gone over this once with the sheep. Can't even tell. This is just pretty wild. But yeah, we're walking the water line here. Oh, Timothy's headed out. Beautiful plant there. One what's funny that we've learned over time is Timothy will actually head out faster in central Minnesota than it does here in southeastern Minnesota. A few buddies up there, you know who you are, tell me all the time that their Timothy is headed out, and I'm like, mine ain't headed out. And funny thing is, my orchard grass will head out before their orchard grass does. Look at that, found a net. Must have forgot it or something. Well, at least I know where it is. And perennial ryegrass. It's kind of funny how that works. I have no idea why. I don't have an explanation for it. It's just something that we've observed over the years. And I bet you they're watching this right now and they'll be like, oh, we've had Timothy headed out for a couple weeks now. And I've just started to notice it now through the past week. So usually we're like 2 weeks ahead of them on our grazing. So it's kind of interesting that the Timothy will head out earlier, further north than it does down here. Look at how this is being filled in. This is some cool stuff. Between all the years of running the sheep and, well, not the sheep, the goats and the cattle through here, we've kept the brush down. You can see the multiflora rose plants and gooseberry plants. They're still knocked back from when we ran the goats in here, and we're opening it all up for other stuff to grow. I need more goats. I need more goats. We're gonna keep them all, hopefully, if the checkbook allows. Because now I don't have any goats left to run on my own stuff. They're all leased out to people, and that's okay. We'll get there. But look at this steep hillside here. Like, this grass is just unbelievable on the steep hillside. I did not seed any of this either. It's just all what has come in on its own. Definitely a lot of goat feed in here still, but the sheep, they can graze this off too. They're pretty good at doing this too. So And with it being open like this, that connection's good. Yeah, with it being open like this, sheep would appreciate this too. So then when they walk down here, they're not as scared to walk into a deep, dark woods. Red clover growing. More perennial ryegrass. We got to make our trek down this valley and then up that other hillside. See what we can find. More timothy and perennial ryegrass. Tons of maple trees. Multiflora rose, gooseberry bushes. All diversity. It's all good stuff. Even got raspberries or blackberries or whatever them are going to be. I'm not that good at identifying that early. I need some seed heads and stuff. Meadow brome grass. Milkweed. That's good stuff too. Any monarch butterfly caterpillars. I don't see any on that one, but they love to go onto those plants. These here are going to be some black caps. That's what they're called. Them are really tasty. That's the beauty of this farm here, is there's so much diversity out here and different things that are fruiting out. The water line feels like it's got water in it here yet, so I don't understand where it would be leaking at. We're on a really steep hill, so if it was a hole in the bottom of the hill, it would be light, not much in there. But this guy here, I don't know if that's a sumac tree or what that one is. Oh, look at the goat feed. It's just feed everywhere. Feed. We're understocked, folks. Yep. Head over heels, practically. We're all right. I slipped on the water line. Somehow I stood on it. Yeah, this is some pretty brushy stuff here. Man, oh man, I wish I had more cattle, critters, sheep. That's what happens when you start maintaining your land and doing a good job of moving the cattle around and managing them right and stuff. Granted, it ain't very hard to grow brush, I could tell you that for free. But keeping it down over the years since it's been logged allows you to have enough feed that's at that level for goats and stuff to reach. So that's a problem this year. I'm letting it get ahead of me, and if I let it go too far, then they won't be able to manage it as good, and then we'll lose, then it'll get canopied over, and then they won't be able to graze it eventually. But I think we'll be all right for 1 year. Had to replace that fitting last time when it was leaking out. I don't really need a coupler right here, I could tell you that for free, but that's all I had for fittings that would hold it. But when you're down in this kind of a valley, probably a couple 100 feet down with the elevation from where it came from on the ridge, you need some good connections to hold that together, and some 200 psi water line, because you got a lot of pressure coming here. Tell you what, the terrain of this place and being all wet from all the rain we've been getting, it makes it kind of hard to video and walk at the same time, but we're getting there. Just hopefully you guys aren't too bouncy there. I apologize if I am not doing a great job in that department, but we're doing what we can. Now up to the next hill. Up the ditch and up the hill we go, all the way to the top. Water line still has water in it. Now we gotta climb. Waterline still has water in it here. So if there is a leak, it's gotta be up higher on the hill yet. Yeah. Tell you what, I'm getting my cardio in. Must have heard a deer. It's a big hill. Let's just face it. What other better thing could I do besides enjoying God's creation out here? Might be thorny and brushy, but everything is there for a purpose. Another beautiful spot right here. A little bit of an oak savanna pad right here. Goats have done some good work in here over the years. Man, my fence is getting buried. Two-wire fence in here. grass and everything else. And you can tell this is where goats have really hammered it hard, and too hard. Oh, a little chipmunk. That's why the burdock are growing. See? They're there for a reason. All because of my management. The goats would camp out in here too much and bed on it and poop on it and pee on it, and to the point of being too much of the fertility going on, too much nitrogen, too much compaction. What wants to grow there? Something with a good taproot. Well, something with shade tolerance. Burdock filled that need in. So let it go. Maybe hit it once a year. Let the grasses start filling in, and eventually you'll be good solid grass in there too. Get it more fungal. It's the route to go. All right, now there's got to be another coupler coming up here. I don't know if it's right here on this. Still good here. Still got water. That sheep will, that'll be there for a while. Man, the grass is recovering awesome. This paddock here, shallower soil, rockier soil. Just grazed this probably only a week and a half ago, maybe even a week only. And the grass is coming back like wildfire. It's gonna be pretty cool to see what this farm will look like when the sheep get off July 1st. They're already done grazing this one for the year up until fall. Thinking probably October. And then once they get done grazing way in the back end of the farm, we're gonna run them back through here, down through the trail and all the way home, back to the front end where we started looking at the water line there. And then that'll be it for this farm, but we got to wean the lambs off, and they're probably going to go to the other farm and run with the ram lambs. I don't know if I can do that or not. That's another thing too. It'd be so awesome if I could just put all the lambs together and have one group, but don't want any ewe lambs bred either. So I'm gonna have to do some figuring on that one. Still looking good. Still got water here. Water line's still good. Yep, still got water in it. Ranger died on Rochelle yesterday, so she ended up leaving the thing back here and walking all the way home. I was at home chopping hay with my dad, and yesterday I was in Rochester talking with a group of NRCS folks up there, and we were just talking about grazing and mentorship and all those kinds of things, and it was a really good group of people, and everybody had a lot of really good questions, and yeah, I had a lot of fun talking with those guys. That was good. So yeah, that's where I was, and Rochelle was here, and it ended up raining a bunch yesterday, so we couldn't do any chopping or anything at home yet, but we only have like 20 acres of first crop left. And then some of it's cut down, got rained on, which is fine because it was green when it got rained on. It won't get too bad. If we get lucky, we could pick it up today, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll have to do a video of that too. Morning. Today's the next day. We're getting our Jersey cows up for the morning. Rusty, stay behind. Sit. And ooh, sorry about it being blurry, but anyway, today's gonna be a big day of chopping. So I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of that, how that goes on, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we just get the Jersey cows up here. It's probably getting close to 4 o'clock now. I slept in a little bit, but it's been a long couple days, so gotta take advantage of that too. Hey everyone, here we are a couple days later, planning to adapt. We got cattle. They're just showing up at the other farm right now. Rochelle's actually over there right now getting them situated and going. Still trying to finish up chopping here. It's been crazy busy lately, and we gotta finish up a little bit more here. We were out till like midnight last night, and yeah, that's happened a few times, but at least we're getting it done, so stay tuned. Well, we're finishing up first crop here finally. started a new bag here over by the heifer yard. That way we can start putting our barley in there too right away. And it's nice having the heifer feed right next to where the heifers are going to be. After this, we'll head over to the other farm and show you some cockers. We arrived at the crazy farm June 15th. I should have told you that. So we're about a good month after we normally would like to start grazing. So this is what they're going to go into. There's my top wire. So a little perspective. A little bit of chewing in there. We're going to have to make some nice long skinny runs for them so they can do some trampling for us. Yeah, we had the sheep go through here. They sure did a nice job of cleaning this up. Works pretty good to have them clean up fence lines. And the cattle are right down in the yard here. Yeah, last year we were short of clover because of the drought, but it's all coming back this year. White clover, red clover. Looking pretty good. Crown vetch. Alright, we got our one wire set up here. Probably going to add another one out there just in case if they go through. That way we can hopefully hold them on the next one because they don't know fence yet. And Rochelle had fence up in the yard and it was tore down when I got here. So they're still kind of learning, but a lot of them do know what it is. I put it back up again and they walked up to it and knew that they should not touch that. So it's a good sign. We can probably open it up and set up another poly wire right there. And while I'm working on getting water going, maybe they'll find their way out on their own. We got the hot wire connecting it there now since the gate over here is open. Because otherwise we need our juice to run to there, so we just bypassed it behind me. So, Mas, a pretty mellow group of cattle though. Mas, 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 Mas. Look at that. Cattle are way smarter than sheep. Mas, Mas, Muzzy. 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 They're figuring it out. Come on, guys. Mas. 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 Muzzy. Muzzy. One of them must have touched the wire. Boy, I don't know if I like the looks of this. I just got them out here now and there's probably like 5 of them that walked up to the fence and were literally just totally oblivious to it and just like, what's this? I'm glad they're learning, but Rochelle said that a ton of them got shocked in the yard already before, so it's like, why in the world aren't they... How many times do they have to get shocked before they learn? Probably going to leave the yard gate open. You can just hear them going, bleh. Yeah, if you leave the yard gate open, at least they'll know, like, that's home base, that's where we'll go, kind of a deal. So we'll leave that open for tonight. And then... yeah, hopefully they don't bust through the fence. They'll get the hang of it though. There's some serious grass out here, I tell you what. I know one thing's for sure. I'm glad I didn't come out here and bale this stuff. That would have made a pile of bales. Look at all the birds flying over them already. They're out here for the first day and the birds are going crazy. suppose they're kicking up all kinds of bugs and everything for them. So, circle of life. There's a critter for everything out here. Yeah, I better get the interior fence all knocked down. Otherwise they're not going to see it, and then they won't even know what in the world shocked them. Lots of them have been getting shocked. Yeah, this is an awesome group. But I think I'd give a lot of credit to they were on a dairy farm. So any animal that comes from a dairy farm is usually tame. So these are half Holstein and half Black Angus. So I think that's where they get their tameness from. It's kind of a good thing. It's pretty good. You can walk right next to them like that already on the first day. Love the tree swallows. Get the flies. Well, we got the water hooked up for them. They should find it. Had to fix a post up there that I hit a while back with a disc vine, probably 2 years ago already. That was a job that needed to get done. I've been just sitting here watching these guys, and yeah, there's still a handful of them that are barking yet from touching wire and getting shocked. I think they'll be all right though. But with that, guys, I'm gonna, another one did it. I'm gonna call her a day and go home and get some shut-eye. It's been a long week. Chopping and cattle and you name it. It's been an interesting one. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.